Hey there, beautiful people. I'm Tracy, and this is the Contrast Project. I have with me today Miss Andrea Bryant-Smith, my very good friend.
Yes.
So, how you been? How was your holidays?
My holidays has been very hectic, but it's been well.
Good. Me too. ate way too much. Did you have enough cigars?
I did have enough cigars. I did. I think I smoked a little bit too much.
Andrea and I have been in the cigar bars together.
Yes.
Gone fishing out on Hector Drive together. So
Yes.
we go back a pretty long ways. Listen, let's talk about your community service that you've been doing.
Well, I've been doing community service. Our outreach is called Circle Caring Sweet Purpose. And we've been 5 generations of helping the community in East Jacksonville and surrounding areas.
Right.
So a little bit that we do, right now we serve close to 300 people.
That's on Saturdays, right?
That's on Saturdays, but because of the pandemic, it's been pretty much a 7-day-a-week thing. The outreach started out of my home in East Jacksonville when we actually served close to 150 people then. But now with our various programs throughout the week, we serve close to 300.
Wow. I remember going out to your house over there when you had all the produce delivered out in the back and we were separating everything from the boxes.
Yes.
That was a lot of food.
There's a lot of food. When we looked at it, each box weighed close to 100 pounds per box. And we moved so much food, you can not imagine how much it was.
Right. Are you still doing stuff with clothing as well?
Right now, because of the pandemic, we kind of stopped with the clothing, and because of limited volunteers we have, we don't do clothing anymore, but we do a lot of other things.
What'd you do with all those clothes I gave you?
I actually gave them to the community. You gave me a lot of clothing, and I gave it to the community.
It's really beautiful what you're doing over there. Tell me how and we've been asking all of our guests this, is how has the pandemic affected, your basically your outreach as a whole? We know that, where you're at, that's over on Silver Street, correct?
Yes.
Still over there.
Yes.
And the pandemic is, like you say, people aren't able to show up, but it's also put people that are already impoverished, underserved,
yes,
and they live in the middle of a food desert,
yes,
basically.
Yes.
So,
well, it has really drastically affected our outreach due to funding. Not many people are donating now.
Right.
We're not taking a lot of the clothing, but what we're noticing, more people are in need now of assistance. Before the pandemic, we would see families that live in vans off and on, but now it's like the norm.
Yeah.
We have more sick and shut-in people during the week that we help now. Our numbers started at least maybe 10 to 15 people. It's close to 30 people. And those people that they don't have transportation to get to healthy organic foods that we offer, or it's just the point of not being able to get them. So it's a lot going on now. A
lot to do. With the area over there on Silver Street, when I was over there, the couple times I went over there was always a really long line out there.
Yes.
So you're seeing shorter lines now because of the pandemic?
Well, no, we're seeing longer lines.
Longer line. Well, a lot of them are unemployed now.
Yes.
Jobs have shut down, and so that's made their situation even worse.
People that we didn't think we would see needing help or reaching out more. We have, again, more families that have been evicted that do not have the means to get them. And what we're doing, not only servicing the food desert, we're giving them quality organic foods. What we also started was a Canning for a Cause program.
Right.
And a little bit about that is that we're the only food pantry in Duval County that preserves the surplus food that we rescue from stores to help those people homeless or those that don't have adequate storage to be able to get quality food.
So the produce will last longer.
Yes.
So you can just can them.
Yes, or even meats, anything that we can get will help.
Right. Do you do any deliveries out in the neighborhoods, or it's just in that stationary spot?
The ones that we do deliver is for sick and shut-ins into the homes.
Yeah.
Because they don't have either families are a long way off and distances, or they just can't get to us.
Mm-hmm.
So because of the pandemic, we can't go into the homes and set it up like we used to.
Mm-hmm.
So what we do to make ourselves safe and the people that we help, we do a knock and doorbell thing. We like dash and drop it off and say, the food is outside, but we make sure they get everything they need.
You know, Hope McMath was in here this past week, a couple weeks back.
Uh-huh.
And she goes out now because she's had to shut down her gallery, you know, because of it's just not big enough for the distancing and all that.
Yeah.
And she's been going out to Hastings, to a big farm out there, and does what she barters her service to them, and they in turn fill up the back of her car with produce, fresh produce right out of the farm.
Oh, wow.
And when she gets back, she sorts it out. She puts a lot of it on the table in front of Yellow House.
Yeah.
And then she takes the rest of it and delivers it out into the neighborhood. She has a couple of families that she, helps take care of.
With the pandemic, we have people that will go also. It's a company called Epic that does Hastings. They do St. Augustine, other areas, and we have volunteers because sometimes when our donations are lack, they were going all the way to Palaca and get food and bring to us. But we also noticed that with COVID, social distancing, we have a lot of people that want to volunteer, but we have to limit how many in a small space for social distancing. So what we have to do now is get volunteers, but we have to schedule timing. So when we need people, we may need 15 people, but the space will not allow 15 people.
Right.
So that's one of our challenges during COVID.
Well, I tell you, we don't know where it's going to end. The inauguration, did you watch it?
To be honest with you, I didn't, only because I was so busy helping the community and trying to get mental rest to prepare for this weekend. I need to be able to stay still long enough to watch it.
Yeah.
And I didn't get a chance to, so I said I'm going to take my quiet space today, really look at it and enjoy and, really feel the energy of what was going on.
Oh, it was beautiful. It was beautiful.
Yes.
The week before, we were in here getting ready to film a spot, and the insurrection hit the screens, and we stopped everything and watched it for hours.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
But now, after the inauguration, as nice as it was, at least we have Bernie Sanders has gone viral.
Listen, that's the only thing I'm seeing of the inauguration right now. I've seen some of it.
You can get it. It's an app. It's an app. You find an address. Somebody, as soon as he started, somebody was doing all these Photoshop memes with him. A company came out with an app like the next day. And you punch in the address, any address in Google Maps, it plants Bernie right there.
You know what? Somebody have too much time on their hands. But I heard from people, and my friends called me and said, "Did you see this? This is history." But it was a movement called Chucks and Pearls.
Yeah.
So what I did was, because I couldn't wear my Chucks any longer, so I did sport my pearls in support.
Well, good.
Yes.
Well, I thank you so much for being here today, Andrea.
Yes. Thank you.
We'll have to come bring you out another time.
Sounds good to me.
Okay. All right. Well,